This video is designed to be a revision video, so it's going to be a fast-paced walkthrough. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section. In this video, I'm going to complete the whole paper and get a grade 5. Let's get straight into it. Here is a number line. What number is at X? So we can see that's 20, that's 25, 30, 35. Now we have a different number line. So that's -6 to 0. So that's going to be -6, -4, -2, 0. Match each expression on the left with a simplified expression on the right. So 3a plus 4a is 7a. 3a times 3a is going to be 9a squared. 6 times 3a is going to be 6 times 3 is 18, so 18a. And 12a divided by 4 is going to be 3a. Here are some shapes. Which has the biggest perimeter, A or B? You must show the lengths of both perimeters. So A is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the answer is going to be A. Which shape is congruent to shape A? So congruent means identical. So that is going to be shape D. Which two shapes fit together to make a rectangle? So if we look at those again, they will be C and E would fit together to make a rectangle. On this grid, draw a reflection of shape C, show your mirror line. So that can be anywhere. So if I'm going to put my mirror line here, my reflection could be here, but there'd be lots of different answers for this, depending on where you draw your mirror line. Points P and Q are shown on the grid. Write the coordinates of P. Well, that's along 4, up 3, so that's 4, 3. Angle PQR is a right angle. Work out the coordinates for R. So from P to Q to R is going to be a right angle. So it's going to be there and there. So it could be anywhere along this line. So this coordinate, this one, this one, this one. I'm going to do this one here. So that's going to be 0, -3. A shop sells bottles of orange juice. Each bottle costs 75p. Work out the greatest number of bottles that can be bought with £5. So £5 is 500p. And if we divide that by 75, we get 6.6. So that would be 6 bottles. 2 shops sell bottles of apple juice. Which shop is it cheaper to buy 24? So if we look at shop X, that's going to be packs of 4 and they're £2.50 and they have 10% off. So if we were going to buy 24 divided by 4, we would need 6 packs at £2.50 each, which costs £15. And if we have 10% off, 10% of 15 is £1.50. So 15 take away £1.50 would give us £13.50 for that pack. For Z, we're going to buy a pack of 12 bottles for £7. So we would need 24 divided by 12, we would need 2, and 2 times 7 is 14. So which one is cheaper? It would be shop X. A game has 4 cars labelled A, B, C, D. Ellie picks 2 of the cars at random. Complete the list that she could have. So she could have AB, AC, AD. She could have BC, BD and CD. Complete the box using 2 different even numbers and 2 different odd numbers. So if I had, for example, 2 add 4 would be 6, add 21, add 19 would be 46. But you could have any different options. As long as they're different, those are even, and 2 are odd. Quick interruption. I've made a free checklist of the 100 skills you need to learn to get a grade 4 and pass Foundation GCSE Maths. You just print it, tick the skills you know, circle the ones you don't know, and suddenly you've got a clear step-by-step plan to get to a grade 4. To grab it, click the first link in this video's description now, and I'll send you the 100 skills checklist for free. All right, back to the video. Complete the box using a factor of 12. So our factors are the numbers it can be divided by. So that would be 12 and 1, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, and a factor of 40. Let's go for 3 times 10, which is a nice straightforward one. Complete the boxes using a square number and a prime number. So our square numbers are 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, and our prime numbers are going to be 2, 3, 5, 7. We need something divided by 18, so they're going to need to be bigger than this. So 4 squared, 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36. Now I know that 36 is a multiple of 18, so 36 divided by 2 is 18. 93 people were asked if they played online games one day. The frequency tree shows some information about their answers. 75% of the people who answered yes played one game. So first of all, we need to find 75%. 75% of 48 is 36. So that's going to go here. 75% of the people that answered yes played one game. The number that played more than one game is going to be 12. And we know that 48, add this number is 93. So 93, take away 48, gives me 45. 8b, one of the 93 people is chosen at random. What is the probability they used social media is more than 0.68? So we had 93 people, so 0.68 times 93 gives me 63.24. So the smallest number of people, it's got to be a whole number, is going to be 64. The cost of a TV streaming service is £6 per month for the first 4 months. It's then £11 a month for the rest of the year. So work out the total cost. So we're going to work out for the year, so that's going to be 12 months. So the first 6 months is going to be £4. And then we're going to add the cost of £11 for the following months, which is going to be 8. So that's going to be 24, add 88, which gives us a total of £112. A TV series has 10 episodes. 9 episodes are 50 minutes each, and 1 episode is 1 hour 42. So I'm going to add these all in minutes first. 1 hour 42 is going to be 102 minutes. Then we have 9 times 50 minutes, which is going to give me 450 minutes. And 450 minutes add 102 is going to give me 552 minutes. Now I'm going to divide that by 60 to put it into hours, which gives me 9.2. So that's 9 hours, and 0.2 times 60 minutes gives me 12 minutes. There are 1,020 books in a bag. 2/5 of the books are blue. How many are blue? So very simply, 2/5 times 1,020 gives me 408. The ratio of green to red is 4:3. What fraction are green? So the total of my ratio is 7. The first number is green, so it's 4 out of 7. There are some calculators in a box. 220 are scientific, 30 are not. What percentage of the calculators are scientific? So that's going to be 220 out of 250. times by 100 gives me 88%. Here's the Venn diagram. The total is going to be 60 people. H is the people who own a gaming headset. W is the people who own a smart headset. Now we know the total is going to be 60. 15 of the people own a smartwatch. So 15, take away the 7 we've already got, leaves us 8. And if I add up all those numbers, I need another 21 to make the total 60. One of the 60 is chosen at random. What's the probability they own both a gaming set and a smart? So that's the middle bit there. So that is 7 out of 60. Mark is going to buy a gaming headset that costs £35. He already has 19. He plans to save the rest in 2 equal amounts over the next 2 weeks. He uses this method to work out in pounds how much to save. Now, what is wrong with this method? If he types this into the calculator will do that first because of BODMAS or BIDMAS. So you need to put brackets around the 35 minus 19. So it's done first. Kai says that 3 to 2 is equivalent to a 9 to 6 ratio. Jay says that 1.5 to 1 is equivalent to a 9 to 6 ratio. Who is correct? Well, both of them. Let's give reasons for your answer. So 9 to 6, if we simplify that, if we divide by 3, we get 3 to 2. And if we divide that by 2, we get 1.5 to 1. Question 13. 28 is increased by 25%. 40 is decreased by 15%. Which answer is biggest? So if we start with 25% of 28, put that straight into your calculator, that's 7. And 28 add 7 would give us 35. Looking at the 40, 15% of 40 would give us 6. And this is decreased, so 40 take away 6 gives me 34. So this one is going to be the biggest. Factorise 12a plus 15b. So these can both be divided by 3. So I'm going to take that 3 out. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So in my brackets, I have 4a plus 5b. Write down all the integers that satisfy the inequality. Minus 3 is equal or less than x, and x is less than 2. So we have minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1. There's no equals on there, so it can't be 2. A linear sequence starts 7, 10, 13, 16. Write an expression for the nth term. So to get from 7 to 10, we are adding 3. We put in the n. And to get from 3 back to 7, we add 4. 17. Jess saves 2p, 5p and 10p coins. She has 45 10p coins. So for her 10p's, we've got 45 times 10, which gives us a value of, in pounds, £4.50. For the 2p coins, she's got 8 times as many. So that's 8 times 45. Which is 360 coins. So that has a value of £7.20. Now we know she has a total of £17.70. So £17.70, take away the £4.50 and take away the £7.20, gives me a value of £6. Now that is her 2p, that is her 5p coins. So it then asks, work out the total value of the 2p's. The 2p's was £7.20 to the total value of the 5p's, which was £6. And we need to simplify that. So if we divide them both by 12, we get the ratio 6 to 5. (18) In a game, an ordinary fair-sided dice is rolled. The fair spinner is spun. The score on the dice is substituted into the spinner expression. Complete the table. So if 1 is in place of x, 2 times 1 is 2. If x is 1, 3 times x is 3. 1 squared is 1. So we're going to fill all these in. 4, 6 is already done. 4, 6, 9, 9. 8 is already done. 12, 16, 10, 15, 12, 18, 36. A player wins their game if their score is 10 or more. Work out the probability. So how many of them are 10 or more? Let's have a look at this. We've got that one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. So the answer is going to be 8 out of a total 18. The game is played 711 times. Estimate the number that are won. So 8 out of 18 times 711 times gives us the answer 316. Part of a regular polygon is shown. Assume the polygon is an octagon. So here is the shape here. If it's a regular octagon, we know that the external angle and the internal angle add up to 180. So if we find the internal angle, we'll be able to work out x. So if it's an octagon, remember we use n minus 2 times 180 to find the total of all the angles. So that's going to be 6 times 180, which is 1080. We're going to divide that by 8 to get one angle, which is 135. And then we're going to do 180 minus 135, which gives us an answer of 45 degrees. In fact, the polygon has more sides. So if it has more, the internal angle would be bigger and the external angle would be less. So it's going to be this one. Write down the translation vector that maps A onto B. So pick a point on both of them. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 along and 1, 2, 3 down. So that's going to be 4 minus 3. And remember, our vector looks like this. Volume of a sphere. A bowl is a hemisphere with a radius of 12. Water is poured into the bowl at a rate of 325 centimetres cubed per second for 8 seconds. Does the water fill more than 70%? So the volume of water would equal 325 times 8, because it's 8 seconds. That gives us 2,600. Now the volume of the hemisphere, if we use the formula and then divide it by 2, so we're going to get a half times 4 over 3 times pi times 12 cubed, because the radius is 12. Put that into your calculator and you get the answer 3,620. 2,600 divided by 3,620 and times by 100 to make it a percent gives me 71.8%. So does it fill more than 70%? Yes. Show that these two rectangles are similar. Now remember, if similar, they have a scale factor. So what do we times 5 by to get 8? What is 8 divided by 5? That is 1.6. So that has been times by 1.6. To get from 12 to 19, what have we done? Well, 19.2 divided by 12 gives me 1.6. So yes, they are similar, same scale factor. A factory packs X boxes of tea bags per hour. Each box contains 80 tea bags. Show that the factory packs 4x over 3 tea bags per minute. So if they pack 80 per hour, so let's make x the number they pack. That's how many tea bags they pack in an hour. Now 80, if we want to change that now into minutes, we're going to divide that by 60 because there are 60 minutes in an hour. So 80 divided by 60 is going to be 4 over 3 x per minute. Before you click off, if Foundation GCSE Maths still feels like this huge confusing topic, I've made something that will help. I've put together a free checklist of the 100 skills you need to learn to get a grade 4 pass in Foundation GCSE Maths. You just print it, tick the skills you know, circle the ones you don't, and straight away you've got a clear step-by-step plan to get that grade 4. To get it, click the 100 skills checklist link in this video's description. Now enter your details and I'll send you the 100 skills checklist for free, so you can start using it today. Thanks for watching.